Into the crack house. Into the crack house. Into the crack house. Into the crack house.
Hello, and welcome to Minisode 39 of Fort Fritz. I am your host, Fritz, joined as always by co-host Mandaddy.
Hi.
Angela.
Hello.
Nick Spry.
Hi.
And Kaz.
Hello.
Werewolves. Those things are real, right?
Of course.
Obviously. Were meaning man and wolf, with a W. W-U-L-F.
Wolf.
So many
I just
different,
said a wolf.
so many different cultures the world over, from the Greeks to the English. They've all believed in some kind of werewolf, some kind of curse the werewolf has on mankind and womankind, of course. I'm not sexist here. Basically, with a curse or some kind of bite, you can turn a person into a lycanthrope.
Lycanthrope. I love that word.
I know, it's awesome, right?
Lichen?
I'm liking that lycanthrope.
Can't you also get it from sharing a needle with a werewolf?
I think you're thinking of STIs.
Oh.
Yeah. But recently, there have been bizarre cases of dog men. What do you guys know about dog men? I saw on LindaGodfrey.com, Linda, LindaGodfrey.com. She has a blog where people will send her stories about things that they have encountered. Linda Godfrey says this man from Michigan wrote to her and said that he had some kind of strange encounter back in 1986. This was his first encounter. Linda Godfrey posits that maybe some individuals are cursed in that they see these cryptids.
Wow.
So the individual is cursed, not
Oh, that's an interesting theory.
It's like having shitty Pokemon.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So
They're going to get you all.
This individual writes to her and says that when he was growing up playing with, water squirt pistols and things like that and water balloons, he heard something in the woods. So he knew that area better than anyone. It was his family's property. When he went into the woods, he saw something shadowy flash in the peripherals of his eyes, and a lot of ghost encounters often have, out in the corner of my eye.
Right.
I felt a presence. He said he felt like he was being watched. Later at night, and also, this thing didn't smell at all, which is odd.
Wait, like at all?
Nope.
Did not smell at all.
Didn't have an aroma, or
It had no sense of smell.
It had,
Right. Did he make him lose his sense of smell? What happened?
And I could tell it couldn't smell me.
yeah.
That's not the first thing I was like. I'm never like, and I couldn't smell it. It's never really.
Well, I mean, most cryptids, big feet.
They always
even.
do stink.
Yes.
There's a stink.
He remembers that summer being weird, okay? Like something was in the area that he really couldn't explain. Flash forward to 2008. I'm 33 years old, this writer says. My profession at the time was a personal fitness trainer, and recreational bodybuilding was my lifestyle. They resided in Michigan still. When his family was sound asleep, he heard something walking along the roof of his house, clawing at the shingles. What he saw was this dog man.
All right.
So they're staring at one another. They feel this recognition. It jumps off of the roof of his house and suddenly just runs 30 feet. It takes him several seconds to catch up to it. Why he's running after it, I have no idea.
This guy's swole. He's a bodybuilder.
Yeah.
He wants to check out the situation.
Take it out.
Once he's about
Sure.
30 feet in front of it, he hears "don't" in a deep, loud voice. Mandaddy, if you could cue that one for me. I swear the sheer volume of the voice stopped me dead in my run at the creature. I was instantly physically calm, confused, and still afraid. So, long story short, this dog man runs off. Recently, in Dorset, England, a video has been making the rounds of it's a fixed traffic camera on a highway, and this weird animal, Nick Spry saw it. Kind of looks like a deer at first, and then it has an audible hump.
Right. It very much so looked like a deer jumped, like bounding
Audible
over
hump?
a barrier, and then you froze the frame, and it had the sort of the haunches of a dog, and not necessarily a deer.
Yeah.
Interesting.
This video is odd. It looked like some kind of hominid, maybe scurrying across a nighttime highway. And then I also showed you video taken from South Africa. This video was taken in 2007. of a sort of dog man roaming with a pack of wolves. Thoughts?
The first one was interesting.
The first one meaning the Dorset, England highway video?
Yeah.
Yes.
That one, interesting, especially the little weird shape you see at the end. Can't tell if it's like a video glitch or just a different angle. But the second one's a dude. The second one's a dude on his hands and feet. It's just a dude.
So
It's not a dog, dude. Just a dude.
The South African video you said could be
dude.
faked.
Hey, dude.
Okay.
It's a dude. Total dude.
Anyone else? I
No,
mean,
no, it definitely. Yeah, to me, it looks like a guy walking on hands and feet and with his butt up in the air.
The way
second
that-
video. The
kinda
first
like
one
the-
is very intriguing.
Right.
Yeah, the
It's like
first
the
one
way it
looks a little
moved.
more like animal-like
Absolutely.
than man-like.
Absolutely.
For sure.
It reminded me of those guys that used to go on tour with Tool.
Right.
That walk with their heads bobbing up and down.
Or like the Wheelers from Return to Oz.
Oh,
Yes.
no.
when you take a step back, you can see how that would warrant some kind of speculation. The Dorset, England video, although the surveillance video for a highway, that could be easily faked because it looked blurry in each frame.
Sure.
If it was running really fast, it was agile. The second video from South Africa
Parkour.
shows
Parkour cryptids.
shows this kind of like animal, like species walking. Also, one thing that I didn't tell you, it's wearing basketball shorts.
Oh.
It's wearing basketball shorts.
It's a dude, because dudes wear basketball shorts.
You might be right, Mandaddy, and all of you, because in 1998, this case came out of a Dominican Republic boy who had deformed legs.
Oh.
17-year-old Roberto Arno was chronicled on ABC TV's 2020 news magazine. This is bizjournals.com, and in the August issue of Life. So he met Dr. John Chase, who is an orthopedic surgeon from Jewett Orthopedics as of right now.
Oh, wow.
What happened was medication administered when Roberto was a baby caused the muscles to turn into a band of gristle
Ooh.
What?
in his thighs and his femur area.
Ooh.
Oh, horrible.
And then, because they were so taut, bent the thigh bones forward at a 90-degree angle.
Oh.
He then would only be able to walk like a dog or a cat, and he could only make eye contact with dogs and cats. So when he went to Orlando, Dr. John Chase organized with St. Margaret Mary Catholic School in Winter Park, and they were able to donate new legs because the knee, they were able to cut below the knee so that he can walk upright.
Wow.
He only asked that he be made the same height as his doctor because he didn't want to ever
Look
lord
down again.
above him.
Wow.
So he is now 5 feet 7 inches. But when you see these photos, you can kind of see how maybe it might be some kind of human who is, just with this debilitating illness.
Right.
This
Or-
is true.
Totally CGI. Fake as shit. I don't know.
Or just a dude.
But
Just
there
a
you
dude
go.
up on his haunches.
Also, fun fact, I broke my ankle when I was 14, and Dr. John Chase helped me out.
Wow.
Really?
Put me in 2 casts.
Nice connection there.
When you only needed one.
That was at RDV. He made the first one so good, the second one didn't even need it.
Broke my wrist just to get a third.
What do you got, Nick Spry?
So I'm just going to do a spooky word of the week check in. It's been a while since we've done one of those. And this week's word is infamous. It's not really that spooky, but I feel like it's a good word, especially since you talk about true crime and things like that here on the show. The word infamous is an adjective, and it means basically from its original roots of ill fame, from the Latin infamous. So the word infamy, it basically means to be, and this was the use from Latin in the late 14th century, so
1300s, right?
Yeah. 1389, 1390s, around that time. And
Late
this was
14th century, then.
Right.
Damn.
So this is of ill repute or famous for badness. That is the definition.
Infamous.
Right.
Infamous.
You are famous, but for the wrong reasons.
Is
Things
that-
that you don't necessarily want to be famous for.
Is that the same as inflammable and flammable? It's
That's
the same
confusing
thing.
as hell.
That one gets me because
Yeah,
basically they both blow up.
Right.
Right.
Like you always drive a little slower when you're behind one of those trucks full of those little tanks that stand upright, and you're like,
Keep your distance.
Smoking a cigarette, high as shit, and you go, and you put the cigarette out.
Just want to test out your flamethrower for a second.
Sweating bullets and just going like 15 miles an hour, and everybody's honking behind you. You're like,
Yeah, I don't know.
I've seen too many action movies.
Live a little, lighten up.
So it came into like the modern colloquial usage of that word. Its terms around just not even 50 years later in the early 15th century. It was not well known as well. So these two terms together combined to make that which we know nowadays of being, this guy, you've never heard of so and so? He is fucked up.
Right, like bad.
Like that's bad. That's not good. That's not good. For example, it's often mistaken. Like I'm in the restaurant business, and one of our chefs was highlighted doing a event, and it was advertised with the infamous chef. Insert name here. I asked someone.
No.
I pulled them aside and go, "Who wrote this ad?" Like, this. Well, I don't know about that. That's
Infamous.
Did he like
Infamous.
piss off the wrong people in the chef community? And now he's the infamous so and so.
He's poisoned 18 people this week.
Right. So that's the spooky word of the week. Infamous.
So did
Infamous.
that chef wrote it, right?
No, he didn't. Someone else wrote it.
Oh, okay.
I
It's
think,
like badass motherfucker.
It
Everybody
makes you
wants to be
sound
bad.
like so bad that you're good.
Right, gotcha.
I feel like nowadays it's also becoming the usage of the word literally. How
Yes.
it now literally means figuratively
Yeah.
at
Yeah,
the same
I
time.
agree.
So it could be one of those things where they're just interchangeable now.
The words do what we tell them to.
Well, there you go. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Very good. What I got going on is you got to be afraid because right now there are zombie raccoons. Zombie
So
raccoons.
it's gone from
Adorable.
rabies to zombies?
Yeah, they're straight up zombie raccoons now.
Damn.
So it started. The apocalypse has started.
It's a
Since
more
remember, the
feral
apocalypse was supposed to be what
rabies.
2 days ago or yesterday was yesterday was supposed to be apocalypse.
No.
Yeah,
Nibiru?
I think there's one every week now.
Yeah, and so now this is the beginning. Is the raccoons of the zombie apocalypse are coming to Youngstown, Ohio. There's been several reports of zombie-like raccoons, and they're out during the day, which is just seeing a raccoon during the day. You always kind of a little creepy,
This is true.
you know.
Would you know a zombie raccoon if you saw one?
I don't
Yes.
think
Oh,
so.
yeah.
I'm afraid of all raccoons, so
Yeah.
no.
Well,
I
you
feel
would
like
say
you run
They
away.
are so cute.
You would say, wait a minute. That raccoon is diurnal. Huh. How peculiar.
Aren't they normally crepuscular?
Indeed.
Note it. Mark it down, scribe.
One person said that they have this characteristic of standing up on their hind feet. They'll show their teeth and then just fall over backwards and be comatose for a matter of 2 or 3 minutes, and then just walk around a little bit and then do the same thing over and over.
It sounds like rabies.
No, it's distemper.
Are they doing?
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's distemper actually. And
You know what
so
it sounds like?
What? Wait. So define distemper for me.
It's rabies-esque, right?
Yeah. I
It's
feel like it's somehow under the same umbrella as rabies.
I think it's
Like a
more like
neurological
I think it has more to do with spinal fluid. Probably completely freaking wrong, but
just completely changing
Okay,
animal
Google.
completely.
what's the difference between rabies and distemper?
Robots.
Mandaddy just got a new phone.
I
everyone.
did. I fucking love it. Canine distemper is not the same disease as rabies, though some of the symptoms are similar.
What's she
Unlike
saying?
rabies,
Oh my
Say it. Let her
God.
say it.
yeah, canine distemper is
Let her
not
talk.
transmissible to
Mansplaining.
humans.
Right? Mansplaining the shit out of Siri right now, dog.
That is perfect.
I do what machines tell me to.
I know you do. So it's anything outside of the normal.
Well, what with the zombie raccoons just in general?
Yeah,
Or-
like a distemperament of zombie raccoons.
yeah, it's just look out for the zombie raccoons because if they come out during the day and they're walking around, they're showing their teeth and they're falling over backwards, they're zombie raccoons and they're going to eat your brain.
That's weird.
What if
And they
this
got
is
little
this-
tiny hands.
Yeah, they do. They're so cute.
I know, they got little tiny hands.
This
This is the zombie ant fungus transmuting over into raccoons, and it's just getting them to do it's just testing the waters now, seeing what it can get them to do. And
Oh, because it's a mammal.
That would be a really
Exactly.
good animal to transfer over to.
they're
Ants or
everywhere.
raccoon.
They're
Yeah,
pretty
they're everywhere.
crafty.
Yeah.
They got like you said, little hands, cute little hands.
They're adorable.
True.
They're all like
In your trash.
incognito. Yeah.
Trash panda.
So it's begun. It's begun. The apocalypse is beginning.
That's terrifying. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Side note, we do have this raccoon hanging around our house right
What's
now.
the raccoon's name?
Sweet gum.
Aw.
This raccoon lives in our sweet gum tree, and we see it during the day, so it's freaking us out, but we've noticed its legs are kind of messed up,
Oh.
which also is a symptom of rabies, so we were like,
Dun, dun,
fuck,
dun.
like, trying to stay away from this thing. but it seems totally fine. And just like, I think it's kind of separated from its little group because of its injury. I have no idea. But it's so cute. And it'll just like sit in this tree and stare at you. And we like put food down and it comes up and grabs it. And the other outside cats give no fucks. They'll just be on the stairs and the raccoon comes right up to them.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And they just look at it and the raccoon takes the food and runs away. No one cares.
I've never even seen them raise a paw.
Yeah.
They had a truce like decades ago.
Right.
They all got together. All right, cats, raccoons, let's just chill.
We're good.
All right.
We're
We
kind of
could really
shaped the same.
Right, exactly. We
Yeah.
can fuck each other up. Let's keep it
Like, oh,
keep it
shit,
cool.
you-
We'll eat we'll split the trash.
How'd you
50-50.
get thumbs? How'd you get thumbs?
That would piss you off. Yeah, but
How'd
they
you
got
get that
Yeah.
cute little cuddly like purr thing you got?
Yeah.
Like, oh well, fuck.
You got them to bring you inside. What's up with that?
And some people are bringing in raccoons now. I've seen a lot of raccoons as
Oh, yeah.
pets. I think they'll
Definitely.
turn on you. They'll turn on you in a second.
Or at least on your curtains.
They're coming over in caravans.
Angela, what you got for us?
So I watched the new episode of Westworld season 2
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Sunday. It hasn't been out since I think 2017 or
It was
2016.
It was a year in between, right?
It's over a year. I think it's a year and 3 months or something.
Yeah.
It was 2000. I think it was like October of 2016 was the last time it was on. So
It doesn't feel like that long.
no, but it's kind of like that in between while we're waiting for Game of Thrones. It's like Westworld.
Like everything
is so
yeah,
good.
exactly.
So it's on HBO. If you've never seen Westworld, it's about robots.
Ooh,
Robots.
And a friendly robot. Check me out.
Robots. We don't really know what year it's in, but there is some sort of park where people can pay a crazy amount of money to go spend in this like Western culture world with all these robots who are like Western characters, and you can interact with it. It's kind of like a video game, but in real life, kind of choose your own adventure type of thing, black hat, white hat. And
I saw the old movie with Yul Brynner.
Yes.
Is
Yes.
it Kurt Russell? Who else was in that?
I think so.
Yes.
Wasn't
Was
it
it young
Kurt-
Kurt Russell?
no.
Was it?
Was it Kurt Russell? No.
I don't think so. I don't think the
I don't
two
think so.
guys were at least famous to like our generation.
Yeah, but
I think Yul Brynner was like the most famous guy, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
he
Wasn't
was.
it was a Brolin, I think. One of the Brolins.
I think you're right about that.
Yeah,
actually.
it was like
Damn
James.
Brolins
It was
up
like
there.
his dad, like his dad,
James
Josh's
Brolin?
dad, right?
Zach Brolin.
I thought it was James Brolin.
Jiminy,
I don't think it's Jimmy. I think it's
Timothy.
James. Hold on.
Timothy
Hamish.
Brolin.
Hamish.
Hamish Brolin.
Sorry
Hamish
to
Brolin.
sidetrack you.
Jericho.
It's okay.
So no, I loved that movie. That movie scared the shit out of me. My mom loved that, and she used to put it on, and I was like, "What the fuck is with this weird bald zombie guy? Like he's in an awesome cowboy hat, and he's just like relentless." It was like early Terminator. It was a pre-Terminator
Kinda,
for me.
Yeah.
All right.
It was a slightly
Back to
different plot
Westworld.
than the TV show, though.
I've
Yeah.
I've actually never seen the original movie, but there's just so much about it that I don't want to give a lot of spoilers away if you haven't seen the first season. But basically things don't go great in the end.
Yeah.
So picking up on season 2, episode 1, you pick up like right after that has happened. So you're kind of going through the mayhem of what
Season.
transpires.
Yeah.
The end of the season. And so you still have your Jeffrey Wright in there. His character's great. Evan Rachel Wood. It was really good. There's a lot of violence in this episode, so you're a little squeamish with that. Be careful. But I loved it, and I cannot wait for the rest of the season to go on.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's good.
I also heard that for season 2, they're going to do equal parts man and woman nudity.
Yep.
What?
Yes.
Yep. For every set of boobs, you're gonna see a dick.
Thank God.
Yes. Well, these robots are very realistic. They
Yes.
look perfectly lifelike. People really can't tell a difference
Because they're human
because they're human.
and they're naked.
Correct. So there's just an extreme amount of nudity, as all HBO shows are.
God bless them.
They're like, you paid for this,
Yeah.
America.
That and violence, but I think it's just very intelligently
boob office.
done. It's interesting. I think it's well written. I
Oh,
like
it's
it.
beautifully shot.
Yeah. Yes, it's
Oh, yeah.
gorgeous and
And
You know-
confusing as hell.
yeah, just
But it
Pay
warrants
attention.
right. It warrants rewatching. It's one of those that rewards you for kind of knowing and then going back in and seeing all the cool little shit that
It's a
like
thinker.
that's good because like let yourself be confused that first time you watch
Exactly.
it.
Oh.
You're supposed to be confused.
I was confused.
Oh,
Yeah.
And even before I watched the new episode, we watched the rewind of last season. Still was confused while watching it. Just like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, I remember that confusing me. You know,
Yeah.
it didn't solve anything. It just reminded you of things that you were
Right.
confused by before.
Right.
oh yeah,
Like, oh, that
I
didn't
didn't know
help
what
at
was
all.
going on there.
So definitely you watch that first season and then rewatch it again. You can keep rewatching it and you're going to see different things that you missed before.
What you got for us, Kaz?
I actually I've been meaning to play it for a while, but the illustrious John Torres, one of our viewers, recommended that we play a game called Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice.
Oh,
Love the name.
Nice.
And I've had it on my queue for a while, and I haven't really dove in. So I took his mention to kind of as a, I guess, action item to go ahead and start playing that. So I went ahead and I did probably an hour or two up to the first boss. And I gotta say, I agree. It's fantastic. It's really surprising. It's not as much as a full game. It's not a $60 game, and it's gonna be shorter from what I hear. But it's gorgeous, and it's haunting, and it's really yeah.
What style of game?
What is it called again?
Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice.
Yeah, how do you spell that?
Senua, Senua apostrophe
Like
S.
it's like Senu.
It's a woman's name. They do a really good job about like really presenting like her performance. It's not just like so and so as Senua. It's like so and so performed Senua. You know, it's like her name. I don't know what it is.
Nice,
She has
okay.
this like really like
It's
you
like
know.
video game Shakespeare.
Yeah, no, she's really good. So they do a lot of facial mocap, and there's a lot of like
Ooh.
acting and a lot of like cutscenes and stuff. And it's very. I thought initially it was going to be a lot of QTE, quick time event, which is like you watch a cutscene and then
That's
like
what that means.
yeah.
Thank you.
A button prompt comes up, press X now, and then
Right.
you go into like the.
Oh, that's what that means.
So there's not a lot of that actually. There's a really really cool deep combat system that they just like very what would you call it? There's a balance to the way they put it in. You're not just constantly fighting shit the whole time. It's like one or two encounters every now and then. And they always kind of mean something, and they're always tough. And it's like the game isn't fighting. It's about going through this like story. And the story is partially told through you playing through the game and exploring these areas and the cutscenes that happen. But also, there's a sort of you're supposed to play the game with headphones, I think, as John mentioned. But you have voices in your head essentially as you're playing the game. So there's sort of a narrative going on that sounds like kind of your main voice in your head that kind of says, "Okay, here's what we're doing." But the entire time, and it was the freakiest shit. It was awesome. You have like. In the beginning of the game, they say they actually consulted mental health professionals to kind of develop what would be a representation of psychosis or someone going through like psychotic episodes.
Oh, wow.
Cool.
And the whole time you hear like voices telling you like, you're not going to be able to do this. Like, turn around. What are you doing? Like, stop.
no.
And like
Using your name.
exactly. So
That
it's
would
like
be great.
if
You
it
had to
knew,
register.
it just,
No,
like,
you had to
reads-
register the game, but it didn't tell you that it takes your name and puts it in there
Oh
in the
my
game
God.
itself. But this subtly.
That's creepy.
Ooh, I like that idea.
But yeah, no, I thought that was like a nice touch. There's a lot of there's a lot of parallels between sort of mental health issues and what this woman is going through in a very overblown Norse mythological kind of setting. She's in like an ancient kind of Norse setting, and the idea is she is traveling to Hell, Hel, the land of the dead, to face Hela, to
Good band.
to
Yeah,
barter.
The duo.
That's the boss that you got to fight?
I haven't done so. We haven't gotten there yet. I don't know. I fought. I forgot what his name is. Val Raven or something. The Lord
nice.
of Illusions. So and
Oh,
it was
God.
Ooh.
it was a very cool like sequence to get to him, and then the actual boss fight. I was like, okay, this is gonna be like a shitty little thing. And the whole time I was like, oh, this is so cool. They like did cool little shit during it that like makes you like really kind of. It's a very video gamey. Like you can pull off the perfect little counter to do like a special thing. And they also have that good, there's a quality to a well put together game where they have that like satisfying extra stuff that happens when you do like screen shake or like little sound stuff. And it's all sort of knitted together in this very well. It's very satisfying experience when you're playing it. I actually recorded a little bit of really scary shit and I forgot to send it to you. I recorded it on my PSN as like a video clip and I'll send it to you so you can take a look
Hell
at like
yeah.
Neat.
what that looks like.
That sounds dope.
Very cool.
But yeah, so that's my mini. I agree with his recommendation. I'm gonna finish the game for sure. It's awesome.
Hellblade 2.
And you're on PlayStation 4 on that?
Correct.
And hello, John Torres.
Hello,
Hi,
John.
John.
Hello, John
Hey.
Torres. Thanks for listening.
So all you got to do is talk to us and we'll mention you. That's all
Yeah.
it takes.
How can you
Say
reach out
say
to
hi
us?
to us, and you can check us out on Facebook. You can just search at Fort Fritz, and we show up. You can check us out on Twitter, and that's at Fort Fritz MCT. Where else can you get in contact with us? I guess those are the main platforms, really.
Yeah, Stitcher, the iHeartRadio app. It's a free app. Download it today. That's iHeartRadio.
Spotify.
Spotify.
Yeah, I forgot we're on Spotify now. That's right.
Instagram. We have an Instagram account.
That's right.
And that's at Fort Fritz?
Mhm.
Oh, okay. Forgot about that one. Need to log in. Now with my new phone, I can do Instagram. It's
That's
great.
awesome.
I can
you're gonna, so then you can be our
I'm going to
Instagram
do
guy.
The Instagram.
Yeah.
Well, and Snapchat.
And Snapchat.
My Snapchat is going to be stupid. It's getting weird already.
I love
It's
it.
Yeah, I
getting weird
noticed.
already.
Please stop doing the face swaps.
I just did 3. Oh, I got wait till you see the 3 new ones. They're way worse.
There's
This
3
one-
I
new
saw
ones?
them. I
Yeah.
saw them. You did a doll.
Oh, that's right. I put that
Yeah.
on Facebook. I did, yeah.
Please.
Those are horrible.
Please stop.
All right, well, thank you so
No.
much for listening to Minisode 39. We will smell you later.